My name is Liz, and welcome to our Gearhead Technology video. During this video, we will discuss our Spur Gears and our taper Hobbed gears. I'd like to begin with the Spur Gear. The Spur Gear is used with our 1.8 degree basic step angle motors. It's a basic gear, and it has an off-centered shaft. Here we can see the Spur Gear, the taper Hobbed gear, the planetary PN style gearhead, and a harmonic gear. We can see that the Spur Gear has an off-centered shaft. The Spur Gear has one point of contact and the teeth are parallel to one another. The frame sizes available are a 28mm, 42mm, 60mm, and 90mm frame size. The gear ratio comparisons for each frame size are a 7.2 to 1, a 9 to 1, a 10 to 1, an 18 to 1, and a 36 to 1 gear ratio. The Spur Gear is available in the 28, 42, 60, and 90mm frame size. It's available with or without an encoder, except for the 90mm frame size, which is only available without the encoder. They all come with 6 leads, therefore you can have a connection type of bipolar series or a unipolar connection. The maximum torque available will depend on the frame size being used. Next is our taper Hobbed gear. The taper Hobbed gear is included in our AS, AR, RK, and all CRK products. We can see that the output shaft is an off-centered shaft. The last stage of gears has the tapered gear. This is our taper Hobbed 42mm frame size. We can see that the output shaft is an off-centered shaft. For the final stage of gearing, we can see there's also one point of contact. However, the final stage of gearing is tapered in the directions that the arrows show. Reducing backlash. The amount of backlash is related to the amount and quality of gear contact. We can compare here the Spur Gear and the taper Hobbed gear. We can see that the Spur Gear has one point of contact, and it's considered sloppy contact because the teeth are parallel to one another. Whereas the tapered gear has also one point of contact, however, it's considered better contact because the final stage of gearing is tapered, therefore reducing backlash when compared to that of the Spur Gear. The frame sizes available for the tapered gear are 28, 42, 60, and 90mm frame size. The gear ratio comparison for the 28mm frame size is a 7.2 to 1, a 10 to 1, a 20 to 1, and a 30 to 1 gear ratio. For the 42, the 60, and the 90mm frame size, the gear ratio comparisons are a 3.6 to 1, a 7.2 to 1, a 10 to 1, a 20 to 1, and a 30 to 1 gear ratio. The taper Hobbed gear is available in the 28, 42, 60, and 90mm frame size with or without an encoder, except for the 28mm frame size, which is only available without the encoder. The maximum torque available will depend on the motor being used. The torque comparison based on the 28mm frame size, we can see that the taper Hobbed gear has less backlash when compared to that of the Spur Gear, And we now know that's because the final stage of gearing is tapered. We can see that it can produce more torque than that of the spur gear. For the 42mm frame size torque comparison, again we can see that the backlash is less with the tapered gear. The spur gear has a maximum backlash of 2 degrees. We can also see that the tapered can produce more torque. For the 60mm frame size, and the 90mm frame size, I'd like to thank you for viewing our Gearhead technology video for the spur and taper hob gears. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 1-800-GO-VEXA or visit us at orientalmotor.com.